In today's video, we're going to talk about menopause and how you can reduce your symptoms as well as reducing the risk for cardiovascular disease and improve fat loss. Hey guys, so today I want to talk about menopause, and basically this conversation started in my office hours call that I hold with all my online clients earlier in the week, and we talked about menopause and fat loss. And it got me thinking that I think a lot of you can really benefit from this, the questions that were asked and my responses. So I wanted to create a little video for you guys here in hopes of trying to educate you in how you can reduce some of the symptoms that you might be experiencing. So just real quick, menopause, for those of you who don't know, which I know I'm probably preaching to the choir here, but for those of you who don't know, it's basically just the cessation of your menstrual period. To be diagnosed with menopause, it's basically you haven't had a period in about a year. What happens is your ovaries basically have no more eggs left to release, okay? So up until, or during your reproductive years, your ovaries are producing your estrogen. Once you get into perimenopause and menopause, that switches because now the ovaries no longer produce the estrogen. It's more, estrogen gets, or androgens, which are released through your adrenal glands and your fat cells, okay? I'll come back to that in a second, your fat cells, which gets converted into estrogen. But even then, that conversion, that level of estrogen is nowhere close to where that level of estrogen was during your reproductive years being produced from your ovaries, okay? So that's kind of the quick science behind it. I want to talk to you about the symptoms here in a second, but before I get into that, I just want to kind of go over something here, which is the psychological aspect of menopause and its relation to menopause. Because a lot of the people, or a lot of women in North America look at this point in time in their life really negatively. Hey Jen, how are you doing? Really negatively, and it's whereas as women in other countries kind of look forward to this point in time because it's a point in time in their life where they are either looked upon as more distinguished, or they feel more distinguished, or they're more knowledgeable now. It's just it's a good part of life as opposed to the negative association that more North American women have with menopause. I hope that made a little bit of sense. There's a little bit of science behind it. I haven't read everything. I just read enough to make note of it, but just so you know, food for thought. Okay, so let's get back to the symptoms here. And so with menopause, obviously you're not going to have your period any longer. With perimenopause, you're having an irregular period, but all the other symptoms are roughly the same. Obviously, I'm not going to hit them all here, but the majority of them are hot flashes, headaches, brain fog, poor memory, poor concentration, cold extremities like hands and feet. I'm missing a bunch here. Vaginal dryness, loss of libido, incontinence, vaginal leaking. Obviously a higher risk for cardiovascular disease, as mentioned at the top of this video, higher risk for diabetes and things like that. So I know there's a bunch of other ones there as well, but I think that's, oh, you know what, another one that is really big that I forgot to mention was frequent urinary tract infections. Okay, so those are the kind of the main symptoms that you're going to get here or experience with menopause. And the Western approach kind of looks at menopause as a disease, and therefore there's therapies. So you can go through hormone replacement therapy, or if you want to go a little bit more natural route, it is bioidentical hormone therapy. I'm not going to get into that today. That's not my place. That's for you obviously to decide if you want to go that route. But either way, if you go that route or not, here are some things that you can do to help reduce the symptoms of menopause and reduce your risk for cardiovascular disease and improve your fat loss. So first things first, hey, fat loss. I can talk for days about the benefits of fat loss and how you go about doing it, but the Coles Notes version is you got to be in a calorie deficit, guys. If you don't know what that means, just type in a calorie counter or calorie calculator, type in the information. It's going to pop out a calorie number that you should try to either hit or just come slightly below per day, depending on what kind of equation you use. And then from there, what I can help you with, if you need help with fat loss, obviously visit NathaneJackson.com and you can check out my programs there. But what you can do is, once you have that calorie number, try to consume like 0.8 grams per pound of body weight worth of protein, and then you can divvy up the rest of your calories for carbohydrates and fat. Just remember that carbohydrates has 4 calories per gram, and fat has 9 calories per gram, and then you can divvy up each or whatever way you want there. Once you've done that and you have maintained that for a couple weeks, if you notice that you're not losing any weight, then you can start tweaking. Maybe you should have a little bit higher percentage of fat and a lower percentage of carbohydrate. I just like to give people as many options as they possibly can initially without giving them too many restrictions on their diet. So instead of going low carb or low fat, just get into your calorie range, get your protein in there, and see how that does, or that treats you for a few weeks. And if you need to tweak it from there, then go ahead and tweak it. Okay, so that's kind of like the calorie side of things when it comes to nutrition. The other side of that is consuming whole foods. So try to consume 80% of your diet whole foods, which are the foods that you find on the outskirts of your grocery stores: your beans, your legumes, your fruits, your vegetables, your nuts, your seeds. Okay, you can also obviously include your lean meats and proteins in there as well, your dairy products in there, your grains. Those foods that you find on the outskirts of your grocery store are going to be the ones that have the most micronutrients, which are obviously more optimal for your body and all the processes that your body has. Helps you to reduce weight. If you're trying to build muscle, helps you build muscle as well. And then, some of the nutrients that are important here obviously are vitamin D, which is going to help with hormonal, basically it's a precursor to hormones. So you want to make sure you're getting enough vitamin D, preferably from outside, when the UV is at 3 or above for about 20 minutes. Then you can go ahead and put on your sunscreen. If you want to take a supplement, that's fine too. And then omega-3 fatty acids, which again, get it from food, your cold water fish like salmon, herring, mackerel, sardines. Sea algae is basically what the fish eat. And again, if you want to go a supplement route there, whether it's vitamin D or omega-3, just make sure you go to your doctor and okay that before you start any supplement program. They're also going to base your vitamin D dosage off of your blood work, which is key. Okay, so what else we got here? So we got whole foods. We got vitamin D. Vitamin D, like I said, is a hormone precursor. Omega-3 fatty acids is going to help reduce inflammation in your body. It's basically helpful for a ton of different things: mood, neurological system, making sure that your joints are lubricated. Tons of benefits for omega-3s. Okay, once you have the nutrition side of things taken care of, we want to make sure that we are incorporating some sort of weight-bearing exercise into your program. Strength training, again, this is kind of like nutrition. I can go off on many video tangent here, but just kind of hone it in. Just make sure you're getting some sort of resistance training in. The benefits for resistance training are excessive. Things from improved mood to increased cardiovascular markers or blood markers, reducing your cardiovascular risk, reducing breast cancer risk. Obviously great for bone health and bone density, so you're staying away from osteoporosis. And then finally, managing stress. This is a huge one, guys. You gotta manage stress. We are probably the most stressed society, or at least we don't manage it well. There's some argument there if we are the most stressed society or most stressed civilization in our history, but I think we're definitely the worst at managing it because we're always stuck to our iPhones and smartphones and always working. But if you can manage stress, find a few minutes in your day to meditate or to incorporate some deep breathing, some real big 3D belly breathing, breathing real deep in through your nose and then twice as long out through your mouth, and just try to relax. Meditation, guys, I know a lot of you are going to probably come from a fixed mindset with this, and you're going to hear meditation and think it's just for hippies. Honestly, meditation, there's so much science out there right now, the benefits of meditation, and you don't need to be a monk sitting on the side of a mountain in a garden somewhere in Tibet to get the benefit of meditation. Just a few minutes, 2-3 minutes, start with that and then increase as you go along. If you find you're one of those people who have tried meditation maybe before and your mind is going a million miles a minute, you need meditation. You need it more than anybody else, but it's going to take a while for your mind to calm down, and that's the journey. I know it's frustrating at times, but that's actually the journey. That's the gold in the meditation process. It's just going through that process and becoming more aware of your thoughts and moving on from them, okay? So with everything I talked about today between nutrition and a little bit of exercise and restoration, and I kind of mentioned mindset there with the fixed mindset, you guys can get more information if you're interested from nathanejackson.com and sign up for my free foundations course. It's an 8-day course. I send you 4 videos where I go over like the most low-hanging fruit of each of my 4 pillars, which again are nutrition, exercise, restoration, and mindset. And I think it's a huge benefit for a lot of people just to kind of get, what you can start implementing in your life immediately. Okay guys, that's pretty much it for today's talk. I hope you got something from it. Do me a solid, like this, share this, subscribe to my YouTube channel where I'm trying to create a video a day-ish. and yeah, until next time, if you guys have any questions, hey, drop them down below. It gives me ideas to create videos like this so I can help you out, giving you guys as much value as I possibly can. Until next time guys, have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.